Yeah, yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube with a brand new Logitech headset. I think that was the issue for the sound issues I've been having lately. Before we get into it, can you folks please verify the sound that you can hear me clearly and see me clearly? You can hear me tapping the microphone. The sound issues should be done. Now, if there are more sound issues today, then by process of elimination, then it's the adapter, the 3.5 millimeter jack and lightning cable adapter or lightning port adapter. Thank you to the 7 people that are here. Can somebody please verify that everything is loud and clear? I would greatly appreciate that. Sound check, please. Audio's good. Can you hear me tapping this, GLM? Do you hear me tapping that? Let me know. I'm actually very proud of you, GLM. Very, very proud. Very proud. I'll share my thoughts about why I'm proud of you in just a little bit. I don't like to normally pass by this place because there's a very mean-sounding dog. That's great. That's wonderful, GLM. You know, I wouldn't expect anything more to come out of your mouth than tapping that AZ, right? AZZ, right? All right. All right. All right. We should be back live. We should be back live. We should be back live. No, I'll answer your questions when you come back. We are back live. It shows that we have 0 people here now. Now we have 1. Let me make sure someone can. I think I fixed it. I think the problem is the adapter. It wasn't the headset, but that's fine. Process of elimination. It's the adapter. It's the Belkin adapter. I think it got a little bit fried in the rain. Hey, Miss Smith, how you doing? Thank you for your $5. Can you hear me clearly? Are we coming through okay? I think I fixed this audio issue for this show. Can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? Let me make sure that the audio sounds okay. Okay, you can hear me. GLM, let me know when you get back. Yeah, I think I fixed it temporarily. The Belkin audio adapter needs to be replaced. I think what happened was when it got, I think it got a little. I have it protected as best as possible, even from rain. I have it wrapped up, but I think part of it may have fried, so I have to kind of bend it a little bit to get it to work. But before I continue, let me make sure first of all that you folks can still hear me and see me clearly, right? Audio still good? Give me a second, I'll be right back. Yeah, I just tested the audio and it sounds fine right now. I think the way I jimmy rigged it temporarily. I'm not going to use the other word that people use GLM when they say that they rig things a certain way because you know what people say instead of Jimmy rig nowadays. It's kind of it's very rude and it's definitely racist. GLM. Yeah. Yes, the N word. That's right. GLM, you're learning how to work through these YouTube community guidelines. You've toned it down a lot. Well, GLM, I mean, that's part of your ethnicity and your culture, so you can get away with saying that this white boy can't. I said it by mistake one time, and I still haven't fucking heard the end of that shit after 5 years. I still haven't heard the end of it. And the guy I called that word to wasn't even African American. He was like Hispanic. So it's like, that was the Joe Buddy, the Joe Buddy thing, right? He's not even black. He's Hispanic, right? A lot of cars are coming. I'm just waiting for them to pass on by. So yeah, GLM, you were saying that it sounds still good, right? You were saying that you should try to do your walking streams through StreamYard. Maybe that'll help with the tech difficulties. I give that advice as a person who doesn't know. Well, yeah, I would still have the same problems with StreamYard. It has nothing to do with the program I'm using. It has to do with my audio adapter. So I just need to replace it, but I Jimmy rigged it for it to hopefully work without issues for the whole show. If the sound cuts off or is basically not sounding clear, it's sounding from a distance, whether it cuts off completely or it sounds like it's coming from a distance, which is switching to the onboard audio, let me know right away in the chat. Just put 86. Put 86 in the chat if the sound goes out, and then I will fix it to keep working, but we should be fine in the way I fixed it for right now. All right, so how's everyone doing today? Welcome to the show. It's been a long day for me today because Don and I have been taking care of a lot of stuff around the house. Well, two people are coming on the sidewalk right now, and they're both like taking up the whole sidewalk, so I just stepped out of the way. At some point I'm going to just keep walking. And if two people are coming at me, blocking the whole sidewalk running, they're going to have to either go around me or they're going to run right into me. Anyway. Yeah, Dawn and I had a lot of clerical stuff to take care of today. And had to go get her medication, her next round of meds. And she says hi to everyone, by the way. And hopefully her and I will be able to do a show at some point. At some point later this week, we're hoping. Maybe by the weekend. But yeah, just lots of stuff to catch up on now that the dust has settled. And I'm going to briefly share. Well, I may talk about a few things that, it's not going to. The show's not going to be like yesterday, where I just went full blown, full tilt into just calling people out. Yeah, thank you, GLM. She is doing well, and I'm pretty proud of you, GLM, because I actually I listened to your two shows. Well, your two reaction videos to me from my in-studio stream on the main channel. And now those are no longer publicly available. No big deal. I wouldn't have had a problem if you left them up. I understand. I understand people's reactions. But after a while, I think everyone is going to really understand you know, the decisions I made. One of the decisions I made recently regarding settling and doing all that. But yeah, Dawn's doing fantastic, and she says hello to everyone. She misses you all. I can make them public. I just put everything private from time to time to renew. Yeah, you do whatever you feel is right. What I'm saying is that I think there's a reason why you and others have put a lot of that content you made regarding this to private or deleted it or whatever, because it's not really that big of a deal, right? It's about two people that decided to make peace and settle things rather than keep fighting, right? If you look at it from a biblical standpoint, right, GLM, that you like to talk about so much, I do too. I'm a God-loving man. You're a God-loving woman. You're known as GLM, God loves me, right? In the Bible, from a biblical standpoint, it's all about forgiveness. It's all about reaching peace, right? Working things out with people. Love thy neighbor as thyself, right? Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? And I think a lot more people are starting to realize that it's about doing the right thing. Eli, it's your choice what you want to do. I think she took complete advantage of you and preyed on you from... That's how it may appear, GLM. I don't think that's what happened. I've already shared the story, and I'm not going to go through it again. If you folks want to go watch that stream on the main channel, the one that you did your reviews on, GLM, the whole entire stream explains everything. And I know you disagree with that. That's fine. You're being cool about it. You are entitled to your opinions. I get that. But I'm the kind of person that digs a lot deeper into the heart and soul than most people do, right? And I'm very intuitive. I have big instinct. And there's a lot more to this from the heart and soul than people realize, okay? And I want to just make it very clear, Tammy asked to be unblocked here. I did unblock her. So please don't block her if she wants to chat. Now, you folks don't have to agree with this. You don't even have to talk with her if you don't want to. But, I really, really have always just wanted peace with everyone. I've never wanted any problems with anyone. So again, I'm not going to get into it again, but what I will say is that I explained everything pretty well on that in-studio stream. And regardless of however anyone wants to look at it, we can all choose to forgive anyone at any time, no matter what they've done, right? We can look at it from that aspect, right? If that's the aspect it takes to get you to further understand my decisions. This guy's waiting for this spot here, and another car's trying to get behind him, and I'm trying to walk. And I can't do anything. All right. Now I'm just going to go. It's all good. Something big's going on at the park tonight. These spots are filled. From what I know, it seemed like a misunderstanding that escalated and got out of control. That's exactly. And by the way, Miss Smith, and Mrs. Smith is here. She's been with us for a while. She had to change her name. I'm not going to mention anything further than that. There's a reason for it. But she's a really good person, and she's known. She's been around for a while. Thank you for your $5 super thanks on the live stream replay of last night's stream that had crappy audio quality. Is the audio still good? Can you folks still hear me? Okay. No, not Sally Smith. I don't know. All right, go ahead. And these cars, they drive really fast. I saw a CNBC report on YouTube regarding why insurance rates have gone so high. And a lot of it has to do with more accidents. And I think a lot more of those accidents are caused by millennials and Gen Zers. They just drive way too fast. No, it's none of those people that you mentioned. So I'll just tell you that. It's not a big deal. I want to respect the person. But thank you, Miss Smith, for your $5 donation through YouTube/Google's system. The super thanks on the live stream replay. You folks all know on monetized channels now. Yes, the super chat, super sticker still at the bottom of the chat, like you see here. But on the pre-recorded videos, on the live stream replays and pre-recorded videos, once they're done processing, the little heart that says thanks on it will show up. That's the super thanks. You can send a paid highlighted message in the comments section as well if you prefer to do that. Or Cash App and PayPal works too if you want to donate. But if you want to be a little more anonymous and, let your donation be seen publicly, that's a really good way to do it. Thank you, Miss Smith. I appreciate that. Let's see here. I could believe it was a misunderstanding if I didn't watch her do it to multiple people. I will respond to that. It's a fair question, GLM. It's a fair question. And what I will say to that is that in my life, I used to make the same mistake over and over and over again when I was younger before I figured it out, right? And everyone goes through things at different ages. For some people, sometimes even as they get older, it takes them a few times of going through the same thing to learn the lesson, right? I'd like to think that, by the time people reach a certain age, they wouldn't do things like that, but it varies amongst people. People go through different things, right? And I honestly think that this entire situation is a lesson learned for everyone, especially in this that's been a part of this drama sphere community. That I'm out of it. I'm not a part of it. I'm not. I'm just referencing the group, right? I think this is the situation that is setting the precedence for this whole thing. So I understand where you're coming from, GLM, but, this is probably the straw that broke the camel's back for everyone, including Tammy, including myself. It's... I think people have, learned what this was basically all about, which it was all about just making content off of it, right? Now, these people are going to still make content off of it, and I'm just not going to acknowledge the creators that are doing it. I know it's being done. I'm sure, the one guy that's been... And initially I'd given him permission, and I don't care if he keeps doing it, but the bottom line is It's like I know I'm being rebroadcasted right now, or I'd have 80 people here. Okay. The thing is, I don't need to have 80 people here to feel accomplished or to know um, who the real draw is. And I'm not trying to say I'm a draw or a star to show off, but without me doing this, these other creators rebroadcasting me have zero content. They might have real content, they're just choosing to not do it, or maybe they think that it would be a lot more work to do their own thing and be original like myself, right? So as long as I know my worth, right, and I know that I'm drawing in the audience not only here but wherever else it's being, simulcasted. That's that. I'm at peace with that, right? I'm at peace with that, right? And as long as I'm at peace within myself, regardless of the decisions I make, that's all that matters. But what puts me at peace is doing the right thing, or at least what I feel is the right thing, because the right thing to me might not be the right thing to you. You have to figure out what is right to you and what is wrong to you. I can't tell you what's right and wrong. I mean, there's a general basis of what's right and wrong in life, but you have to actually figure that out on your own. Eli's a superstar. Well, that's nice of you to say, GLM. That's nice of you to say. It's a great joke to to put out in the middle of the show, yeah. Ghetto superstar, that is what you are, coming from afar, reaching from the stars, run away with me to another place. Yeah, I remember Ghetto Superstar. Oh, yeah. Ghetto Superstar, that is what you are. Yeah. Audio still good? Has my Jimmy rigging of this worked okay? All right. So, give me a second here. Sound is great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Brand new headset. And I know the problem is the the adapter, but I can get it to work by Jimmy rigging it. It might even work for a while being Jimmy rigged. We'll see. We'll see. What was I going to say? Yeah, this is episode number 682 of Walking with Purpose Live. I'm only going to do a couple laps tonight. It's getting late. I didn't get a chance to get out here earlier. Had a lot to do. And I'm going to go to the market and get a couple of flank steaks and some asparagus and make some dinner for Dawn and I. We're going to do it together. But the topic is, all's well that ends well. Let's see, let's see if the real supporters show up. Let's see who the real supporters are, right? All's well that ends well. Let's see who the real supporters are. Who are the real supporters? Will they show up? Let's see. Now, many of you have heard, hey, TFT, Rurik, how you doing? It'd be a simple fix for you, it'd be a simple fix to rain protection on your connections. Yeah, no, I mean, I had it covered as best as possible. The bottom line is I can't cover it up when I put it into the iPhone, and I don't even think it was really that. I think that because of the way I have the connection set up, and I'm walking around, unless I tighten it down, which I have now, the audio, if the adapter jiggles a little bit, it'll cut out the audio. So I think there may not even be an issue. So I'm gonna try it the way I have it right now for the next couple of days and see how it goes. But TFT Rurik, we're sounding pretty good right now. No problems, right? I can assist if you need weatherproofing of the connections. Oh, that's cool. Then if that's the case, then I'll reach out to you. But I'm gonna try this out for a couple of days because I think it's just the connector was loose while I was walking. In the past, I had to tighten down more with the cable I've connected to it. You're all good. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well out there in Fresno. So all's well that ends well, right? It's a very, very old school, well-known phrase regarding a play that William Shakespeare wrote, okay? And the phrase, all's well that ends well, has been a very common and popular phrase or inspirational quote since that time. Fresno, hell yeah. California love. Yeah, Hella Hyphy, who's GLM. I know who she actually is, but, we're not here to dox. I know she's a real person. TFT Rurik. She lives out here in the San Francisco Bay Area, near the San Francisco area. She's not that far from where I'm at. So she's got that California love. Yes, he's in Fresno. And like I've said in the past, Don's mom lives close to Fresno. And Don's mom and dad, actually. And from time to time, we'll go out to have lunch with them in their area. And we met up with Don's mom in Fresno for lunch off of Blackstone. There's this new pizza place there. It's kind of fancy. They have great drinks and they have great pizza. I can't remember the name. But I just can't believe how much Fresno's expanded. My brother went to college at Fresno State. God, how long ago was that? It's almost like 30 years ago, I believe it was. In the last 30 years, holy smokes, Fresno has like it's like a whole new world out there. That's why it's such a fantastic DoorDash market and Uber Eats market for TFT Rurik. And it's a college town, and it's easy to get around. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. You're in a really good market to make money. But I'm sure it's even kind of slowed down a little bit for you too, because those fees just keep going up. Like, it's just ridiculous to pay 30% on average more on top of going into the restaurant to pick up the food, to have your food delivered by someone, and then on top of that, you tip a big amount, which you should tip if you're going to use the service, right? But literally, having a DoorDash delivery driver or Uber Eats delivery driver deliver you your food is going to cost you anywhere from 30 to 40% more for the same exact shit that you can go pick up at the store, at the restaurant, or eat at the restaurant. It's just during the pandemic, people had no choice. Of course, you're going to pay the premium, but like not as many people are paying the premium anymore for it. And I'm one of them. I go pick up food all the time. I also order directly from the restaurant's online ordering system or their own app, which has no fees. Like, people are getting smarter again, and they're like, no, we don't want to give you Tony Shu. We don't want to give you any more of our money. Tony Shu, CEO of DoorDash, worth over $1 billion. Tony Shu. Spelled XU, but it's pronounced shoe, not shoe. Shoe, like as in a foot shoe, right? I don't order DoorDash anymore. They charge $10 to deliver up the street. Right. Right. You're right. Now again, if you're going to use it, tip your driver. It's not, see, the problem is not the drivers. The problem is the greed of Tony Hsiu and other CEOs that are running other gig app food delivery companies, right? Uber is probably a little bit better in my opinion, but they still, I mean, the fees are still right there. You can't run the business otherwise. That's why I don't see, food delivery gig work lasting much longer. Most of the restaurants are going to go back to their own delivery services they have. Now, rideshare will probably stick around. Rideshare is a great idea, but food delivery, not gonna. It's just not a sustainable business model unless people are willing to spend 30 to 40% more. That's a bit inflated on numbers. It's not, bro. It's absolutely not. I've used the service myself. The DoorDash fees are 15 to 30% on average. Most merchants, have a 30% fee to DoorDash, and then they have to, increase their prices by 30% to cover that. I still make what I have that's good. No, you're in a great market. That's good. Well, you got a big college town there. You've got kids in school that are being funded by their parents, and they've got money. So yeah, I mean, you're in a super good market, bro. And I'm really happy that you can continue to make the money doing it. Bay Area fees are more in Bay Area. Fresno isn't as bad. No, the fees are not. Here's the thing. The fees are the same everywhere, GLM. The bottom line is the cost of living is a little bit cheaper in Fresno, but it's still expensive. I'd say the cost of living in Fresno is about half of what it is in the Bay Area. But here's the funny thing too, GLM. Even in these small towns in California or Nevada or anywhere else that's cheaper to live, a nice dinner is still going to cost you money. It's still going to, prices are just going up at restaurants everywhere, regardless of the cost of living rent-wise, right? It's just one big mess right now. The best thing to do is to cook at home, but sometimes you're just tired and you don't want to do it every night. If you're going to, get food for takeout, go pick it up yourself and order it directly through the restaurant's website with no fees, or their direct app with no fees. Sure, it's easy to have one app that can do it all, right? But it's also just as easy to download all these apps on our phones nowadays, put in your information, store your credit card in there or your debit card, and you can just go to the app directly that you want to order from and pick it up. Then by the time you drive over there after you order it and it's already paid for, you go in, you skip the line, pick it up, and you're out. Don't get takeout. Take your butt in there and sit down. Oh, sure. But my woman has a broken ankle right now, recovering. So we haven't been able to go out to dinner for a while. We will. But, in the meantime, we'll either cook at home or I'll grab takeout probably half the time and I'll go pick it up. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. All's well that ends well, okay? What does that mean? It's a famous William Shakespeare line, right? Okay? It means that everything is good as long as the outcome of something turns out the right way. Okay? Everything is good All is well. Well is the proper word for good, right? When people ask you, how are you doing? People say, I'm good. That's improper English, technically. It's slang. It's okay. No one's going to criticize you for it. But you're supposed to say, I'm doing well, right? All's well. That ends well, right? So everything is good as long as the outcome ends up turning out to be the right thing, right? Now, I think Tammy knows why I chose this topic, and I think most of you that have been following me for a while know why I've chosen this topic. Because, just for example purposes, because we're not really talking about it anymore, the situation regarding the court case between Tammy and I, everything is well about that. Everything is good because it ended up ending well. May not have started off that great. It may not have been great the whole time that this was happening, between what was happening between us and people antagonizing us online and doing all this crazy stuff, right? But all's well that ends well, right? It ended up well. And I wanted to put this quote out because I've received some emails and some public comments. There's one comment I'll touch up on from somebody that said, you have a good heart, or you're a good person, Eli. You know, myself along with others just like to have fun every now and then. We can't wait until you're on, meaning until you're on live, right? Yeah, DLM. Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. And listen, I'm not here to fight anyone, including you, about it, right? Maybe that's how you feel. It's not how I feel. And I also said this. And Tammy, GLM and I are not fighting. We're just having we're having a reasonable conversation about this, and that's great, right? Okay. I even mentioned a couple days ago, even if Tammy truly feels she won, that's great. I'm happy for her. What matters is that the outcome was resolved between two people. Okay? It was resolved between two people that made a mature and respectful agreement. And if some people can't understand that agreement because it involves me paying money, then I don't know what to tell you. It involves me paying money if she doesn't get her channel back. That's still in progress. Okay? But hey, I respect everyone's opinions. And no, you're not getting banned, GLM, because you've actually been pretty reasonable. You've been reasonable. There have been some people that were banned that I could tell were only here to hate on Tammy. That's all. Even if I didn't ban these people, they wouldn't be here anyway because they were never here for the actual content or to support me in some capacity. I honestly believe, GLM, that for one reason or another, you like being here beyond all the hatred stuff. And you've voiced that many times, and in the past I had a hard time believing you regarding it, but I actually do believe you now. See, it took me a while to come around to that. That's why you're not banned, because I'm having a reasonable you even told me, oh, he might ban me. I heard you say that last night. I was in my bathtub taking a bath. Don was taking a nap on the couch, and I was taking a bath. Epsom salt baths are great also. They loosen up your caca so you can go number 2 easier, right? So I'm sitting there in my bath, and I got my phone there. I'm watching videos, right? And I'm listening to GLM saying, "Oh, Eli's probably going to ban me. Oh, well, you know." And I was saying to you, I was sitting there in the bath saying, "I'm not going to ban you. You know, you haven't been unreasonable. You've been sharing your opinions. I've disagreed with them, but we can respectfully disagree." Loose caca is best. Of course it is. GLM, do you know what the anal fissure is? Or what an anal fissure is? If you've had constipation like I've had, right? People love it when I talk about my shit, literally, right? So let's just do it. Let's just give them some fun. This is the real deal. If you don't eat the right foods and don't get enough fiber every now and then, you get really hard stool. And it's hard to pass. You have to force it out to the point of where it can even create what's called an anal fissure. And it rips the lining of your anus. And it bleeds a little bit. It's not like it's a wide open gash. It just basically it basically is a tearing of the anal lining, right? So to avoid having to strain at the level where you have what's called an anal fissure, right? And typically they're what's called acute. They don't happen all the time, right? For me, it happens once in a great while. If I've eaten like a lot of white bread and stuff, if I haven't had enough fiber, and I have hard stool to pass, oh man, it's like trying to pass rocks. I only know I've heard a little bit about Save Robbie, and I don't know. I don't really follow any of those creators from that group over there. I just don't. It's just not my cup of tea. Next thing you know, GLM will be talking about gerbils on the show, right? You remember the gerbil joke back in the days? Yeah, I know. I wanted to give you a good laugh. Yeah. So all's well that ends well. All's well that ends well. All right? That's what this all boils down to. That's the kind of person that I am. That's how I've always lived my life. For me, it's never been about trying to one-up anyone or be better than anyone. Maybe when I was really young, maybe like in my teens and early 20s a little bit, all right? But even then, for the most part, I've always been the kind of person that has the head, heart, and soul to give up my soul to save theirs. Like, I don't know. I've got the Jesus Christ Messiah Savior complex. I don't know. And I'm not saying that to say I'm all that. I'm not. I'm not saying that. It's just that I think part of my purpose of being born is to save others no matter what it costs me. And this is how I've always seen myself, and this is how I've always felt, long before I even knew who Tammy was and this whole thing happened. So I want you folks to know there's a lot that went into, making this decision to settle. I'm just sharing with you folks deeply where it comes from. You see, a lot of people hear There's been so much content made on me through this one small group on YouTube that has maybe 100, 200 people, right? Throughout the history, right? But they kept making so much content, made so much noise that anyone new that come to my channel would see their videos, right? And people would question if I really am who I say I am, right? This is the real me. I've always had it within my head, heart, and soul to help people at any expense. Now, as I've gotten older, I've learned that, hey, I can't survive if I give everything away for free or if I don't, make money to, pay my bills and stuff. But I want you folks to know that even with the money that I make, it has to be good, clean money. It has to be, and what I mean by good, clean money is I don't feel right. I wouldn't feel right doing what the people that are doing to me. That's it. I wouldn't feel right doing the same thing or things that people are doing to me. For example, I could rebroadcast all the people that are rebroadcasting me. I could rebroadcast them all day, every day. And trust me, I'd make a shit ton of money. I would. The problem is, then all these issues, like similar to the Tammy issues, they would happen all over again. And I don't want to, number one, I don't want to deal with that. But that's not even the main reason why I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because it's not who I am. I don't want to do that to people. I don't want to make money trash talking these people that are trash talking me, even if it's just for fun, for parody entertainment content, right? That's not my purpose. That's not my purpose. There was somebody coming behind me. I just let him pass. Yeah, it's really it's a nice night. Yeah, it was about 69, 70 degrees today. And right before I came out to walk, it dropped down to 61. I was going to not bring my jacket, but I said, nah, it's going to drop to below 60, so. And it's more surreal, right? So all the people that got probably banned here, this is like the most surreal, weirdest shit kind of thing about this whole ordeal. How people work out here on YouTube, right? The people that were here supporting me all this time, when I was going at it with Tammy throughout this whole thing, right? Again, they were only here because they wanted to trash talk Tammy. They don't want peace, right? So now that they've been removed here, and now that I'm no longer, I was never a part of their agenda to try to harm Tammy. I just wanted to, end this case, right? But now that the agenda is about making peace with someone they don't like, guess where they're at? They're supporting the simulcast, right? I'm not going to mention who got banned, GLM. I won't even do that privately. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to specifically state who got banned. You can figure it out on your own. You won't see them for a while. But you're going to see them over on the simulcast, right? And they're going to go over there solely on the fact that they now want to trash talk me for no longer agreeing with their agenda of trash talking someone else, which I was never trash talking this person. They were more so supporting me when I was fighting this case instead of wanting to settle it. They never wanted me to settle it, right? And see, you got to understand, like people that aren't willing to settle disagreements, those are the people that will always end up being in trouble in some way, shape, or form, even maybe including the law, right? You see, if you're not willing to be reasonable and settle something, even with someone that you may have felt initially did you wrong, then you're only creating more issues for yourself, right? All's well that ends well. And yeah, we've got 19 people here. It's not a whole lot like there used to be. There used to be probably twice that. That's okay. I can rest a lot more easily at night. And eventually, even the people that, rebroadcast me daily or whatever, they're going to get bored and tired of it because it's going to be a broken record at some point. I'm just predicting the future. I know how this cycle works. What I really would hope for is that these people just move on and stop worrying about my life and focus more on yours. Right? I've got a lot of work ahead to continue building my coaching business and to continue to build more resources, the modern man resources that I want to get out there. And like I mentioned in the past, women will be definitely allowed, and I want women involved in the modern man resources groups, right? Because the best way to help men with women is to have women there that understand why men are behaving a certain way and can help these men, along with myself and others that get it, turn things around, right? They won't get bored of restreaming you. They are mostly obsessive, jobless losers who worship you, Eli. Right, and they say that I don't have any money and that I don't work or anything like that. This is my job. And just because I haven't made a lot of money doing this yet doesn't mean I don't have other income sources. Doesn't mean that it won't take off. But see, this is what these people do. This is what these people do. Some of them will say that just to get a reaction from their audience. But I do firmly believe some of them that do say that actually believe that to be true. And it's not true, but I don't care whether they think it's true or not. It doesn't matter. What matters here, this is at the end of the day, this is what matters, is you are fixated on my content. Whether you think I'm a loser, a broke loser, a rich loser, a spoiled loser, whatever the fuck you think I am, doesn't matter, because what matters is that you are fixated on me. Who cares what they believe? They don't live your life. No, that's exactly what I'm saying in different words, Jill. And what I'm saying is that regardless of what they say about me, the only thing that matters is that they are fixated on my life and they are fixated on presenting my life to their audience. And their audience is fixated on it, and their audience is so fixated on it, they even pay these creators, some of them, to do it. Eli, they are fans. Yeah, no, I understand that. I understand that they're fans, but the bottom line is if they were fans, they'd be paying me. They're paying the other person to restream me, right? And I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying real fans would support the actual creator, not the one that's recycling what the creator's doing, right? You see, you guys are all blaming Tammy for stealing something from me. I don't believe that to be true. We solved it. We resolved it. We figured it out. If anyone is stealing from me, it's the people that are rebroadcasting me, even with my permission. That's fine. The bottom line is you're making money off my content, right? Whether I give you permission or not, it's not the point. I've given you permission. But you're making money off of my content, and that's technically stealing because you're not creating original work doing that. You are transforming the work in nature, and it's fair use, right? Kind of, because you can't technically rebroadcast a full show. You can use small excerpts, but I'm not fighting it. What I'm saying is that if anyone is stealing, it's these people from me. But again, I don't care. I've been done with it. I'm just trying to. These people are trying to call Tammy a thief. They've all stolen from me for years, and I'd let them all get away with it. For the most part, I did fight them through copyright, but even then, that system is rigged too. The whole copyright system is rigged. No, I know Tammy was doing it too, but again, there's a reason why Tammy was doing it. And I'm not going to get into that here, GLM, because I don't want to upset you or Tammy, and I don't really want to get too much into it anymore. What I'm saying is, yes, she was doing it, but there's a reason why. It's funny to me, GLM, that when a certain someone that was supporting her throughout all this, while this person was supporting her, that's when she was doing this stuff. Now this person is no longer supporting her and she no longer does it. I mean, let's put two and two together. Tammy, I'm not blaming you. I get it. I get it. I'm not blaming you one bit. Because it's an obvious thing on why it happened. And again, we could beat this until we're black and blue, right? We're not going to beat a dead horse over this, okay? Yes, ultimately she decided to still do things, but she was heavily persuaded. She did make the decisions, yes, but she was heavily persuaded. That's all I'm going to say. Again, that's why I can forgive and resolve and move on. Okay? And I don't think any of this would have happened with Tammy had it not been for one or maybe two other people. That's all. I'm entitled to my opinion. That's it. No big deal. Right? We're at 58 minutes, almost 59 minutes right now. GLM, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone else who's watching behind the scenes. Thank you to TFT Rurik for being here. Miss Smith, thank you again for your $5 super thanks on yesterday's live stream replay in the comments section. Can I ask a question? Do you agree to this because you feel bad for Tammy because after speaking with her, you believe she is a victim of Coach J? That's partially it. Not everything. That's partially it, but not in that context. Let me clear up the context for you before I go off the air. First of all, before I even spoke with Tammy, I was talking about this on my streams for a month or two. Tammy knows it. You know it. I don't expect, listen, we don't have to, you folks don't have to explain yourself to me, but I was talking about this for the last 2 months. Okay? And I approached her within my stream after she did a stream with Sarah where I heard how tired she was. And after Coach Jay left her high and dry, weeks before all this, right? And at this point, I said, you know what? You know what? Look, I could go to court. I had everything set. I got a nice briefcase. I got my nice clothes. You all saw that on my community wall. I shared that. Okay, and I even shared an actual picture from outside of the courthouse in South San Francisco. That's South San Francisco branch of the San Mateo County judicial system, or the courts. It's like a ghetto like facility area. I mean, it's nice inside, but it's like it looks kind of ghetto from the outside. Like in downtown Redwood City, the main branch, it's really nice. But anyway, it's all good. But anyway, and South San Francisco is an industrial city. But anyway, so at that point, I did my stream later on that day, and I told her to email me. Hang on a second. Let me make sure the audio is still good. Okay, we're back live. We're back live. The audio is still good. It's been good all this time, huh, GLM? Put a 1 if it's been good all this time. All I can say is, well, the devil will come to collect. Well, I mean, that's your opinion. What I'm saying is that I've always look. I know Coach Jay. I know how he is. I know what he's done to me. I know what he's done to even other people that you don't like. Great. He did the same thing to me. Did the same thing to James. He did the same thing to other people Jamie's associated with, too many to mention. He did the same thing to JB Gunner. He has a pattern. He has a history. Okay? He uses people as patsies. He gets close to people and then, basically gets them to talk about stuff on Facebook Messenger, then takes your voice notes and puts them publicly on YouTube. Okay? I already knew his history. And he was the one that pushed most of this. Look, I get Tammy's coming out and she's taking ownership. I respect that, Tammy. But again, the reason why I decided to settle primarily is because, yes, I do feel she's a victim. That will never change. That was never, ever instigated by her or anyone else. That was how I felt all along, because I've known this dude for over 4 years and what he's done to me and other people. The pattern is the same. I'm not going to dog you for doing what you think is right. I was just curious. You, of course, know my opinion on the matter. I do. And listen, GLM, I respect your opinion, but I respectfully disagree. Okay? I understand where you're coming from. I do. Listen, I get where you're coming from. I'm a man of very strict principle. I believe in morals, values, and ethics, right? And the principle of any matter is critical to me. A lot of people nowadays, they have no morals, values, ethics. They don't care about the fucking principle. All they care about is what's going to get them ahead and make them money at anyone else's expense. I actually care about people beyond the fucking money. I do. It's okay. We don't have to agree. No, I understand that. I'm just trying to tell you the kind of person I am. Maybe I have a Jesus Christ Savior complex, all right? Sue me for that. If you want to sue me for having a Jesus Christ Savior complex, then I don't know what the hell the judge would think in court regarding that. Someone that can sue me, the plaintiff can say, I'm suing the defendant because I feel he wrongfully has a Jesus Christ Savior complex. In California, you could sue anyone for anything at any time. In the U.S., you could sue anyone for anything at any time, right? I'm going to sue Eli for having a Jesus Christ Savior complex. I don't know if I feel like a martyr. I don't know. I really don't know, GLM. Let me think about that and talk about that on another show. That's a good question. That's a great question, okay? I don't know. Maybe I was the one chosen. Maybe I was the chosen one to take the fall for everyone like Jesus, right? There are so many more things I could have done to make a lot of money on this platform over the years. It's just not who I am. I'm not going to sit here and make money kicking other people down. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people I could fucking kick down. There's a lot of shit. A lot of shit, right? But that's okay. It's not me. It's not who I am. But I got to go. Got to get some flank steaks, some asparagus, and yeah, make some dinner with Don, call it a night. Thank you, folks. If you want to sponsor the channel, you can become a channel member. You can also super chat or super sticker while I'm still here. You can send a super thanks on the live stream replay when it's done processing, or you can send a Cash App or PayPal. All the links are below in the description. Nightbot has been sharing the links every 7 minutes in the chat. And that's that. Be safe, says Hello Hi PGLM. Thank you. With that being said, have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.